This is the most broken metas in Call of Duty history. Let's get into it.
As one of the longest running franchises in gaming history, it's no surprise the Call of Duty meta has been broken a fair few times, whether it's overpowered weapons or straight up broken mechanics.
Oh, the G slide.
Wow, this game
Please come back.
But what happens when top level...
Right, okay, hold on a second. Real quickly, I'm already interrupting. You heard what the guy said? This game sucks. Black Ops 3, people were saying this game sucks. Okay, guys, it's just a fact. Every Call of Duty, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, people are going to complain.
Given the same opportunity to abuse the game. Today we're going to talk about the 7 most broken metas in pro Call of Duty history.
Dude, this is going to be good.
Absolute chaos.
Shout out Breaking Point.
With arguably the most broken character in Call of Duty history. Infinite Warfare is one of the most hated COD games of all time, with the reveal trailer racking up the 25th most dislikes in YouTube's history as a platform. And despite being remembered fondly...
Okay, just another interruption. Did it deserve the hate it got? You know, I'm going to say, no, it didn't. Was it the best COD of all time? By far, no. But if it wasn't the third Jetpack game, is it looked upon differently? Yes.
By some, this game set in outer space resulted in an astronomical amount of issues.
I've actually never seen that before.
Was more broken than the playable robot character in multiplayer.
Is this the dog?
Synaptic. Synaptic appeared much slimmer compared to other combat rigs. This earns it the nickname the Skinny Bot. Coined by former world champion Killer, who won the world championship in 2013.
Skinny body character.
I'm just losing my one-on-ones to the skinny character, dude. Demoralizing me.
And despite clearly having a visually
I thought one of them was a dog.
Exclusive Ace insisted that was not the case.
He does feel like he's harder to hit because he looks noticeably smaller, so you feel as though he's harder to hit than the other targets. This simply isn't the case based on all of my testing here.
However, pro players begged to differ. Reigning world champion J-Cap did his own tests, claiming the hitboxes did not seem the same across all the characters. However, a suspicious hitbox wasn't the only advantage Synaptic had to offer over the other combat rigs. One of its traits was called propulsion, allowing you to recharge your jetpack thruster much
okay,
faster.
So it wasn't a dog.
It comes back instantaneously. That ain't fair.
See,
it's not fair.
Is it not fair? Oh man,
Look
dude.
at this. That ain't skillful.
And its signature payload,
or is
known as Rewind, allowing you to teleport back to a previous location. Broken or not, Synaptic remained in competitive play for CWL Vegas, the first tournament of the season.
Look at Courage, man.
That put all the pressure actually on Aqua, not on Reedy.
Dude, I miss CWL so much. Listen, it's a CDL. You know, listen, Boston Breach CDL. I get it. CWL, there were so many games to watch, and there was so much happening like throughout the week, and the tournaments were so much more frequent. Please, at some point, Call of Duty, can we do more tournaments? Please, I'm begging you.
To do. Aqua, check the bomb, but there's the rewind.
The rewind.
Oh my God, it's Reedy with the clutch. Reedy using the rewind.
Hey, look who it is!
It didn't take long for the community to notice just how broken it really was. Just weeks after the conclusion of Las Vegas, Synaptic was officially restricted from competitive play. SkinnyBot was swiftly terminated.
Rest in peace,
But this
SkinnyBot.
wasn't the only restriction during the Infinite Warfare season. Early on in the game, a few teams had discovered a weapon so powerful it was basically unfair. That gun was the OSA, or the OSA, with its insanely fast fire rate and controllable
Quick side note, that was swag, by the way, in the top right. The dude's been doing it for longer than you think. Like, a lot of people think this is overnight success when swag, you know, blows up like that. Bro's grinding pubs since, you know, BO3 or MW3 or something.
Recoil, this led to it being the fastest killing assault rifle in the game.
This gun is the best. This assault rifle is the best submachine gun in the game.
I miss Crim6 competing, man.
Of people just complaining about the OSA is going to get banned. They want this thing to get banned for competitive.
However, just like Synaptic, when it came under the spotlight at Las Vegas, it was clear how overpowered it actually was.
And as of right now, it's a 17.
Oh, look at the rewind.
18 and 5.
I miss the specialist. I miss balance specialist. I don't like how BO4 did it. But I think IW and Ops 3 did a very good job of specialist.
This man, 20 and 7. Where did this Vicento come from?
Rise Nation were the eventual winners of the tournament, and Vicento was named MVP with a staggering 1.20 KD ratio. He
Shout out
accomplished this with the
Facento, man.
ultimate loadout using the Osa and Skinny Bot all tournament long. Just like Synaptic, the Osa was banned from competitive
Bro
play
was
swiftly
using both
after
things
Las
that
Vegas.
got banned
And
a day
despite
later.
Rise and runners-up Cloud9 mastering the early meta, both teams failed to live up to expectations the rest of the season, making 0 grand finals the rest of the year. Since we're on the topic of overpowered guns, we have to talk about the Bison.
Kind of reminds me of the
Ghosts.
Volk. Remember the Volk, how LAG won the tournament with the Volk back in, what was it, Vanguard? And it's like, the guy just said, once they banned that team never, Rise Nation never made another finals again. It's like, not that we have any room to talk, but, you know, it's like
Which
people
followed
find
up
these
what many
metas.
people
Also,
consider to
I want to
be-
say another thing. If people find metas like this, like the Volk, and win, it is so annoying to me that we go out and ban it right away. Come on, man. Like, let's have a different variety. I'm tired of looking at the Rival 9 and the MCW the entire year. Or that was the Automaton
the
and
best game
MP40.
of all time in Black Ops 2. And despite Infinity Ward doing their best by adding new mechanics, its lackluster maps and ridiculous time to kill made
Stonehaven.
for a rather
Oh.
negative experience for many. But it wasn't until April the 3rd of 2014 where players were truly blown away at just how fast they could kill.
That's one bullet.
Enter the Bison, an SMG with a high
That
rate
might
of
be-
fire and
that might be
reduced recoil.
one bullet.
As Infinity Ward introduced a buff to the base damage of all SMGs, the Bison also received improved headshot damage and range.
10 years later, nothing's changed.
Is you're gonna die ridiculously fast. So buffing the weapons kind of doesn't really make any sense to me.
However, this adjustment results in
Well,
arguably the
you know.
best weapon to ever grace Call of
IW.
Duty.
Just look how I'm dying, man.
It's one bullet.
Able to kill in 2 bullets if a
Two,
headshot was
sorry.
landed, the Bison was basically a cheat code. It was ultimately given a headshot damage nerf soon after and was subsequently banned from competitive play. Unlike the Bison, the Remington from Black Ops 2 was never so much seen as overpowered. Shotguns in particular have never really been a mainstay in the competitive
Look at
world.
this.
That being said, there have been a few exceptions to the rule, especially before Gentlemen's Agreements really started to come into effect from Advanced Warfare and beyond. Black Ops 1 saw teams like Fear and Optic using the Spaz 12, particularly in S&D.
With a 3-round victory. Look at this. He picks up one, just got one shot off, and then pulls into the red dot on the map and finishes it
They
off.
use shotguns in competitive play. That is,
However, the next entry in the
That's
Black Ops
something new.
series birthed the shotgun ever stronger.
This thing
Yet
was
the
a
Remington
beast.
was rarely used in competitive play due to its obvious range limitations. However, in the grand finals of the 2013 World Championship, Parasite of Furico Impact decided to open Pandora's box, showing the whole world just how broken it could be. On
Dude,
hijacked
I was gonna say on a hard point.
Parasite had the idea to bring out the Remington on the specific downstairs hill located
It's a really
in the
well
engine
edited
room.
video, too.
This part of the map had just 2 entry points from which enemies could attack, giving the easiest opportunity of his life to farm enemy players with basically 0 effort.
This is why Parasite is one of the best hardpoint players in the game. That knowledge to just back off.
He's camping with a shotgun.
It's gonna give them 2 score streaks.
You gotta
for Parasite.
respect
He's gonna
this.
get a third
Dude,
goal.
that
Yes, he's
thing
gonna get
was
the goal as well.
insane.
Huge play from Parasite with the shotgun. This is what we said before the map started.
Oh
He's
my.
gonna continue this rampage as well.
Oh my.
One streak, he's on the 9th streak. Oh my god.
I'm sure like everybody used this the next
Surprisingly,
day.
the Remington remained in competitive play after Champs, but the removal of Hijacked from the map pool and subsequent nerfs meant that it was the last time any pro player could cause chaos that Parasite did with it.
Man, they got rid of Hijacked as BO2.
Killer not happy about that one.
Following the increasing crackdown from pro players over the coming years as to which weapons should be used, the shotguns are now routinely either gentlemen's agreemented by the
Yeah,
pros,
I
or
haven't seen a
usually
shotgun in
straight up
competitive
banned
in-
by the competitive rule set today.
Ever.
While many will have forgotten about the Remington's heyday, something that is still abused today is snaking. First introduced into the Call of Duty world back in Modern Warfare 3.
This is something that pro players use, and it gives them tremendous amounts of advantage in the middle of the game.
But with the game changing every year, snaking was not always possible and remained absent for many years.
It looks like it's
But
possible
in
there.
2017, word got around fast that snaking was once again possible. To snake successfully, a player must use a piece of cover, go prone, then immediately get back up by sprinting forwards. This renders them virtually invisible to opponents, while the player snaking can have a crystal clear view of their enemy.
Crazy.
All you guys are on, I'm waiting till all you guys are on.
Get back, my friends.
You guys, look at how OP this is. They were all just trying to shoot at me. They were all just trying to shoot at me, and they cannot kill me because snaking is that overpowered. That's how overpowered it is.
Snaking was
luckily
throughout the
in this game.
season,
I guess it's not as big a deal because they could be jumping and stuff. Maybe
when they won that event.
You know,
However,
they got jetpacks.
Players agreed after this event to stop using it via a gentleman's agreement, also known as a GA. This would not be the end, however, to the
so many
snaking
gentlemen's
dilemma.
agreements.
A few years later, certain players would occasionally break this gentleman's agreement. Certainly during Black Ops Cold War, there was much frustration.
I missed watching
over
Cold War,
Cilium's
dude.
abuse of this particular mechanic, and he did not seem willing to back
Wasn't
down.
my favorite game?
One of the most famous players that you guys obviously are well aware of is Cell. He is one of the players that has continued to do it, even if people have been GAing it, even if people have agreed not to do it.
So in the 2023 season, all agreements went out of the window, and snaking was open for everyone to abuse.
Holy crap.
It blows my mind because I feel like no developer, like a COD developer, has watched any of these games. If I saw this and like you'd want to fix it. Yeah, you'd want to fix it. It's a super abusive mechanic.
With Modern Warfare 3 CDL season underway, pros have once again agreed to ban the mechanic from being used repeatedly.
Get a grip!
No!
It seems the maximum number of snakes allowed is 2 before a penalty is enforced by the GA.
The red card!
However, in a theoretical final round at the World Championship with millions of dollars on the line, it remains to be seen whether pros would respect the GA in that particular circumstance. Unlike snaking, movement in the Jetpack era was a necessity.
Don't make
In
me
Black Ops
cry,
3,
man.
Treyarch leaned away from the double jumping and dashing style of Advanced Warfare and introduced wall running. Despite being challenging for the average player, for the professionals, they were able to chain their movements seamlessly,
I'm saying
making for some
Black Ops 3 is a
ridiculous
top 3 COD.
Unfortunately,
And I don't want nobody
they
to
got
argue about
rather
nothing.
Too creative. Clayster of FaZe Clan caused his team to be forfeited in a Pro League match
Line of
against
sight.
Complexity during the Black Ops 3 online league for using what they called an unintended line of sight on Stronghold Search and Destroy.
So here you see Clayster just chilling on some trees.
Using a hidden ledge within a tree to get a very long-range sightline on the B bomb site.
Isn't it insane? I could play these Call of Duties for months, and I would never ever have found that spot. I mean, I got to give pros that. They're so good at finding these little small things. They're just great at being great. So like they find these little things, and then half the time they get banned, but it's like that. They're always trying to find one thing to get better than the next person. It's just like in basketball or football, like where they're trying to find some sort of move that the other team doesn't know how to counter yet. It's just, I love that. The chess match.
With Treyarch's lenient jetpack mechanics increasing the fun factor, allowing players to reach areas in the map that they probably shouldn't, this rather broke the game in the process.
This is a spot where you just jump to it and you're standing on the little edge of a building. I'm not too sure if this is a glitch spot. There's so many spots like this on every single map that it's so absurd to sit there and have to go on a case-by-case basis, because on these spots you're standing on something. But is it a glitch spot? I don't know. Is this intended or not? I don't know. There is a lip to the building.
While some thought the jetpack era was a fun period, others most certainly did not.
What is this?
Dude, that's amazing. I
This guy
love
just
that.
skipped across the whole map.
The jetpack era
See,
is
I
missed
love
by
that.
much of the community. But one thing people are more split on is the potential return of specialist abilities. Whether it's pulling out a super weapon or dying to a specialist, that was certainly a frustrating moment. For competitive play, it's arguable that nothing was more frustrating than the Tempest. Black Ops 4 saw the return of specialists.
The Tempest in
2019,
BO4.
but also the return
Forget
of the
about
Tempest,
it.
which we saw previously back in Black Ops 3. However, the new iteration was arguably far stronger. The accuracy while hip firing was second to none, and to make things worse, it could change.
I remember
from
watching
enemy to
Dashy.
enemy. This weapon
Just
in the wrong
dominant
hands
with
would
this
spell
thing.
disaster for the opposition, and it most certainly did. Arcetes had a phenomenal individual performance on E-United at the kickoff in Las Vegas, but so did Optic's new recruit in Dashi.
I told you.
Heading into the first event
I
in
remember him
CWL
using it
Las Vegas.
so much.
He made play after play with this specialist, leading Optic to another
Dude, this game was
championship.
cracked.
Of the young phenom. Is this
Self-heal.
One down.
This was actually fun fact. My first ever event that I went to was CWL Las Vegas 2018, I believe. And it was this game. And I was hooked ever since, man. Never forget it. And Optic won, by the way.
I got a little looks like he didn't actually hit the shot for the rest of the team.
Oh, come on.
And while the Tempest was nerfed soon thereafter in the hipfire accuracy department,
This is when
that
control
didn't
was
stop
actually
Jackie
fun to
from
watch.
continuing to dominate with it, showing why pros should stick to shooting bullets rather than bolts of electricity. And there you have it, the most game-breaking metas that pros have abused in competitive Call of Duty. What do you think?
Let me look at these for a second. The Remington, Tempest, OSA, Bison, Synaptic, Snaking, and BO3 movement. I'm sorry, BO3 movement doesn't make the list for me. I loved BO3 movement. I don't consider that broken. I consider that a skill gap, baby. G slide. If you know, you know.
Was the most overpowered. Let us know if we missed any in the comments below. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content just like this.
Hey, listen, I am subscribed. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I'm lying. That was an awesome video. Shout out Breaking Point. I'm following him on Twitter. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But if you guys want us to react to another video, let us know in the comments. What was your most broken meta in Call of Duty? What do you think it is? Thanks for watching. Leave a like. We'll see you in the next one.